Coming to you from the International Space Station. I wish. I'm RJ Balde, and this is the TRICHOMES Hash podcast. On this show, we feature conversations about trending cannabis topics. We also bring in industry insiders and influencers to discuss their point of view. In this episode, I'll be talking to Josh Lizotte about his company's transition from producing alcoholic wine to bringing the world's first cannabis-infused wine to market. We'll also talk about a new line of beverages that's looking to lay down the law on the claw, and much more. Without further ado, let's hash it out. Today, I am joined by Josh Lizotte, CEO and co-founder of Rebel Coast Winery, which specializes in alcohol-free, cannabis-infused wines and beverages. Rebel Coast, here's to now. Josh, welcome to the show, man.
Hey, thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
Thanks for coming back again. I appreciate it.
Of course. No problem at all.
For sure. So how, since the last time we spoke, it was probably about over a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. A lot has happened since then. How have you been doing?
We've been doing good. And there's a lot has been going on, especially in the LA area. We've been okay. A little hectic though with everything going on. Mm-hmm. People are definitely worried about the excitement that's happening, but
sure.
Yeah, we're still moving along though.
Cool. You're in LA right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're kind of in the heart of the unrest at least in this state.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, we were right in the thick of it for a while. We had to stop production for a day because of it.
No kidding, huh?
Yep. Yeah, no, we were right in the thick of it for a day.
Wow. All right.
Yep.
Are you back up and running now?
Yeah, we just kind of stopped it for this week, just to let things settle out. That the team's a little uneasy. So we're just going to hold off and let things chill out for a little bit. Then we'll resume. Gotcha.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're staying safe out there, man. It's, certainly a very interesting time, a new chapter, hopefully a new, better chapter in our country's history will come out of all of this.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope people just listen, People are definitely not happy. They're angry, so things need to change.
Exactly. That's what I've been thinking too, is like, it's so important to listen. When situations come up like this that divide people, I think a lot of listening goes out the window. A lot of people get defensive about their stance and they just kind of want to stake their claim. And, they have an instant knee-jerk rejection to anything that might challenge their normal, you know what I mean? Or their way of life or their privilege.
Yeah. People are scared of change, but they need to accept it, We need to change.
Yeah. Now, shifting here to Rebel Coast, I understand that in 2012, you began producing alcoholic wine, regular alcoholic wine, through what you called a virtual winery. So can you explain what that is? And then what fueled your transition from alcoholic wines to cannabis-infused wines?
Yeah, so Rebel Coast was a traditional virtual winery launched in 2012. And what that means is essentially no hard physical assets. So there's no we didn't own a winery or a bottling facility. It was virtual in the sense where you'd work with vintners and wineries and buy bulk wine, blend it, brand it, market it, label it, and then sell it. So it's really just no big physical assets. None of that. None of those hard capital costs.
And then what fueled your transition then from cannabis infused wines? How did you start with that?
So, so I've been in the cannabis space for a decade, and my old partner, he was doing wine for 15 years. He started, he launched traditional alcohol Rebel Coast in 2012. Yeah. And then in 2017, him and I linked up where I had the idea of making, let's make a cannabis infused wine. He had the wine background, I had the cannabis background. So it's just let's try to figure this thing out. So we had the idea in 2017 and had to do a bunch of R&D to actually, we had to remove the alcohol in it. You can't mix cannabis and alcohol in California.
Oh, so is that technically illegal?
Yeah, it's a law. You're not allowed to mix it. Yeah, exactly.
Got it.
Yeah. Regulators don't want people to be cross-faded, we'll say.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, for sure. Now, can you tell me about your process? Like you said, you had to learn how to work to de-alcoholize the wine. And not only that, but make it taste good rather than tasting like sour grape juice, which is what you said it usually tastes like in Forbes, in an interview with Forbes, before you make it taste good. So what's your process?
Yeah, exactly. So removing alcohol from wine is pretty standard in the wine industry, at least a small
Sure.
amount of it. That's because there's different tax brackets, like federal tax brackets, depending on your level of alcohol. So, say for an instance, a wine grower, they let their grapes sit on the vine too long, too much sugar, that sugar would then convert to more alcohol, and they'd put you over a certain threshold. So they would then remove a little bit just to be under that tax bracket.
Oh, okay.
So we just remove it all. We teamed up with there's only a couple of different like patented ways to remove alcohol from wine in a like a gentle fashion. So we've tried them both. We teamed up with a big alcohol removal plant up in Northern California, and work with them on just the dealcoholization. But you're right. Usually when you take the alcohol out of wine, it tastes like bad grape juice, because alcohol does add so much flavor and mouthfeel to the wine. So after we dealcoholize it, first of all, we have to start off with a good wine, right? You can't any just BS wine won't work, because you need to have the right flavor notes, the right aroma. So then even after we dealcoholize it, we do have to adjust sugars and acids with it to help to balance out that alcohol loss.
Got it.
Yeah, so a bunch of R&D went into it. I think we did 12 months of actual R&D on the actual flavor of itself, just to actually get the non-alc wine tasting good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, how many iterations did you have to do before you got it right? Did it taste, the first time you did it taste good?
No. No. Because I'm removing the alcohol was one issue. Then actually having our water soluble formula with THC in it, we add that to it as well, because that also impacts the flavor of it. But no, our first trials did not taste good. I don't even know how many iterations we've had of actual flavor trials. I mean, even the first product we launched to market in late 2018, that was our 20 milligram bottle. It wasn't great, in my mind. We just wanted to see what the market, it was the first batch. It was like 400 cases. So a small batch. We just wanted to see what the market said about it, even though we didn't really think it was that great.
Sure.
And it was hit or miss. I mean, people loved it right away. Some people said they didn't like it. It's not going to hit everybody's palate, but we've been changing the formula ever since then. We're listening to bud tenders and consumers. We do like tasting panels of each batch coming out. So we're always changing the formula slightly. I mean, I think we've done maybe 5 or 6 large batches in 2019 till now of the actual bottles. We're always slightly tweaking that formula, trying to balance out those sugars and acids to actually make it taste better. So we're always trying to improve on it.
Oh yeah, totally. It's definitely about there's always a way to make it better. And I think that definitely sets you apart, because you're always constantly looking for a way to make the product better. Some people just rest on their laurels. So I think it's cool that you're definitely always working on the formula to improve it.
Yeah, I mean, it can always be better, Yeah. And it's just even if I just submit, it doesn't matter, we need to have the consumers, the mass buyers. They need to like it, It's
right.
One person's opinion is not going to cut it. So we're always just trying to gather more data and see what people like and what they don't like. And
sure.
We give out the product all the time, and I tell people, I'm more interested in the negative feedback. It's not really negative to me. I want people to be fully honest and transparent. Tell me what you don't like, so we can try to make it better.
Hopefully in a constructive way.
Totally. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
People do get bashful. They don't want to I don't hurt somebody's feelings, but it's just tell me the truth.
Yeah.
We need the negative. We need the constructive feedback to actually improve on it.
Definitely. Now, we kind of know that alcohol, once you're consuming it, usually hits, especially in comparison to like cannabis edibles or beverages and things like that. An alcohol product, when you consume it, usually hits you a little bit faster than like an edible might.
Absolutely.
So what did you do in order to sort of shorten that delay, if at all?
Yeah, so that was a big part of our R&D. So, in the beginning, we all know that most edibles take like 45 minutes to an hour to actually feel the effects of it, and we didn't want that.
Yeah.
I think the majority of us have been in this situation where, say, you eat like a brownie and you don't feel anything in like 45 minutes, so you decide to eat another one, and an hour and a half flies by, and you're stoned off your ass way too high.
Oh, yeah. Yes, indeed.
Yeah. So we didn't want that. We were trying to emulate the same aspect of drinking alcohol, drinking a glass of wine, where you have it's very fast onset. So we have a formula that actually makes our THC water soluble, and with that, it makes it extremely bioavailable. So most edibles, when you consume it, you have to process it through your digestive tract and your liver, and that's the really long onset before your body absorbs it. Our THC acts more like a sublingual. So once you take a sip of it and it's in your mouth, that THC is actually being absorbed through your mucosal system. And then it goes right to your bloodstream. And then even once you swallow it, once it's in your stomach, it's still that THC is then transferred through your stomach lining right to your bloodstream. So it's a very, very fast onset of about 15 to 20 minutes usually, which is much faster than a traditional edible.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
And it's a different high as well.
Sure.
It's more like the smoking high. I mean, it's not a heavy edible couch lock traditional edible high. It's more like a smoking high. It's very unique.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was going to ask about that too, because certainly edibles and cannabis beverages traditionally can feel a lot different than smoking cannabis. Yeah,
absolutely. Yep, it usually converts to delta 9 THC. Usually, once it's processed as an edible, it's converted to delta 11, which is a different high.
Got it.
Our research always stays as delta 9 as it does when you're smoking.
Got it. Now, do your products? What is the average THC level of THC in your products on average?
Yeah, so it's 10 milligrams per serving.
Got it. Okay. So would that be something that you might recommend to maybe someone who has never tried a cannabis product before? Because that's a lower dosage than a lot of stuff that's on the market.
Absolutely. Absolutely. New consumers, that's kind of who we were targeting originally, because we knew, once legalization happened, there's going to be a lot more consumers in the market. And I mean, you go to a dispensary, there's thousands of things to try. So it's, it can be intimidating. And you see these 100 milligram edibles, which is just frightening to a new consumer. So we didn't want to overwhelm people. We want you to be able to have many drinks, not just one and done. You're not eating a 100 milligram chocolate bar. It's just like alcohol, right? You usually don't just have one glass of wine or one beer. You're gonna have a few of them. So we've dosed it so you can to emulate that, so you can have multiple drinks.
Yeah. I like that. Now, moving on to this here, because when did this wave start? Maybe last summer or whatever, the Seltzer wave. Everyone was in on it all of a sudden. And on 420 this year, Rebel Coast announced a new line of beverages. So can you tell me about the new line of seltzers and sparkling beverages? And can you also tell me why White Claw has been real quiet since y'all announced it?
So we've had this in R&D for probably 8 months now or so.
Nice.
We just produced our first commercial batches of our seltzers. So we have a black cherry, a lemon lime, and a mixed berry seltzer. 0 calories, 0 sugar. This is literally natural flavor, carbonated water, and our cannabis. Still 10 milligrams. We saw everybody going on this, we'll call it the White Claw seltzer trend. And we've been talking to dispensaries, and the people have been wanting low calorie, low sugar product. And I'm like, you know what? I love seltzers. We all like seltzers. It's a big trend. Let's just try to see if we can make this thing.
Yeah.
So we did it. We did our first commercial batches with that, and then also in a 12-ounce sleek can, moving away from a big glass bottle.
Yes, indeed.
So single serve cans, ready to drink. And then also with that, we transitioned our wine into a can as well, and created our sparkling wines to go with it to complete the lineup. Definitely. So now we have both of our whites and rosé still wines in a can, and also reformulated those and carbonated them to make a sparkling wine, like a champagne in cans as well.
Mm. Are
So,
those available yet?
The first deliveries to dispensaries go out this week, so they should be
Oh,
ready.
nice.
They should be on the shelves next week. You have to go through all the compliance stuff once it actually gets to the dispensary, but yeah, they should be able to pick up next week for everybody.
Awesome. Are those for dispensaries like in the California area?
Yeah, all in California.
Nice.
So they'll be in all of our dispensaries in California, and also our statewide delivery services that we've teamed up. So you could literally just go online to rebelcoast.com and click buy now, essentially, or order now, and it'll be delivered to your house usually within an hour.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome. Now, how difficult was it for you to set up a delivery system for cannabis products?
So luckily, we didn't have to do it. So we don't have our own delivery license. We just teamed up with statewide delivery service, actually. And they've integrated their ordering platform with our website. So it looks like you're getting it right from Rebel Coast. I mean, it's ease of use, but on the back end, logistically, it's actually being fulfilled by our licensed delivery partner.
Got it. Okay. Yep. That's awesome. It's nice that you were able to sort of not have to worry about that responsibility, have someone who knows what they're doing sort of take care of that part for you.
Yeah, we'll handle making it and branding the product. We'll let them handle what they're good at, is delivering it.
Definitely. Yeah. Let people who have their own talents definitely take the lead on whatever that may be.
Exactly.
Out of all the products, which one is your favorite?
Black cherry Seltzer.
Black cherry? Nice. Yeah. I'm partial to black cherry stuff myself. Yeah,
black cherry. I mean, I do love our sparkling wines though too. They're really good.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm kind of a seltzer fanatic, so I'm stoked on them,
For sure. I didn't really get into the seltzer craze until maybe I don't know, maybe only just before quarantine started. So maybe February. Maybe February was when I had my first White Claw. Those things are good.
Yeah, White Claw's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, I just drink I just drink normal seltzers, just flavored sparkling water every day.
Oh, sure.
These things they're just delicious. They quench your thirst. They're easy to drink, and they're dangerously easy to drink, though.
Yeah, that's why it's definitely good that you only have 10 milligrams of THC per can, because it would be easy to just slam those back.
Yeah, they're really easy to drink. So we're even contemplating doing a 5 milligram too. Might release a small batch of 5 milligram can.
Oh, interesting.
Talk about them. Yeah.
Interesting. It's perfect. I love the design. Your branding is great. The designs of the cans are great. I can definitely see them. I can definitely see me taking a case of these to some socially distanced beach bonfire or something.
Oh yeah, there you go.
You know what I mean? Everyone gets their own though. We're not passing. Yeah, we're not passing for now.
Yeah.
Now, I wanted to bring this up because we talked about this last time. There are so many cannabis products on the market that advertise providing certain effects, even though it's often found that the same product or strain can affect each individual differently. But there aren't any alcohol products really in the space that claim to provide a specific type of inebriation, although there are many different types of being drunk and many different types of drunk. Why do you think that is?
I think it's kind of just the history of cannabis. Historically, we've always heard of indica and sativa, right? Two distinctions in the cannabis realm. Well, alcohol, I mean, you got 50 types of liquor. So it wasn't as distinct as, this is an indica, this is sativa. I think that's kind of just stuck.
Mm-hmm.
With the industry as a whole, there's nothing like that for alcohol. I mean, right now I mean, how would you classify a whiskey drunk? Would you just say it's a whiskey drunk?
Yeah, definitely. Well, you may know this, do different alcohol products have there are cannabis products that again might be a different strain that has a different terpene profile. Do different alcohol products have different terpene profiles or anything that differentiates them other than, I guess, the way they taste?
Yeah. I mean, I definitely think there's a differing terpene profile to liquor. It would be kind of cool to do an analysis on it to see what terpenes are in them. Compare.
Yeah,
that would actually be kind of cool. But I think it's got to be different terpenes quantities.
Sure. Yeah, it was just baffling me that it just had come to my mind that I've never seen any, there's so many different alcohol products, but they all sort of, I guess, are meant to do the same thing, I guess. But each person's different too. So it was an interesting sort of thing that I was pondering the other day. We talked about on our last recording. It's definitely interesting, but it would be cool to see, like you said, a study on that. I'm surprised it hasn't been done, to be honest.
Yeah, I wonder if somebody has done it. That's something I'll look into now.
Someone has. Some dude at home probably did like some extensive home research.
I mean, come on, there's got to be something on it.
Yeah, man. So you mentioned that the products are being sent out to dispensaries this week. You also said that, people can go onto the website and get a delivery. So where else can people, other than your website, which is Rebel Coast, just rebelcoast.com, right? Or Rebel Coast Winery?
No, just Rebel Coast.
Rebelcoast.com. Where else can people keep up to date with Rebel Coast, with the work you're doing, and with what you're doing personally?
And definitely on our social media. We're really active on Instagram. So you can catch us on there. Cool. You can talk to us, interact with us. I'm personally responding to people on our Instagram too. It's usually me and our marketing director, Priestley.
Nice.
He runs it, but then I'll pop on every now and then and just respond and chat with people. So you can usually catch what we're doing there. Obviously, our website, our newsletter that we send out, every couple weeks to subscribers, really gives you more in depth of what's been going on. LinkedIn a little bit, but Instagram is probably the most prevalent way to keep up with us.
Yeah, and Instagram, it's at Rebel Coast Winery, right?
At Rebel Coast Winery, yep.
Yeah, and the memes you guys have been uploading lately have been pretty fire, especially during the Rebel Coast sparkling seltzer, sparkling wine sort of launch. The memes that you posted are pretty top notch. I like.
Yeah, those are pretty good. Yeah, that's our marketing director.
Nice. Shout out. What's their name?
That's Priestley.
Priestley. Shout out to Priestley, man.
Keep
it up. Keep up the good work. Right on, man. Well, Josh, again, thank you so much for taking the time to rush into the office, sit in traffic, and have another conversation with me.
Sure, no problem. It's great.
The last one was gold, but I say this one is platinum level.
Yeah, definitely. Nice to have a better connection, huh?
No doubt. Yeah. It's all about that audio fidelity, they say.
There you go.
Right on, Josh. Well, thanks again, man. I hope you continue to stay well and stay safe, and hopefully I'll be able to see you in person sometime soon.
Absolutely, man. Let's make it happen. Thanks for having me.
My thanks again to Josh Lizotte for joining me. If you are a member of the cannabis community and have a story you want to share with us, we would love to hear from you. You can reach the show at hashitout@TRICHOMES.com. You can help others find the show by taking a moment to subscribe to the podcast and write a review. You can also join in on the discussion with industry insiders and get your voice heard by joining the community at TRICHOMES.com and following us on all social media. Hash It Out is produced by David Fortin and presented by TRICHOMES.com. I'm RJ Balde. Thanks for listening.